Broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studios in Pensacola, Florida, it's time for Pensacola Business Radio. Now, here are your Business Radio X hosts.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Keith Hoffert here, and I am proud to announce that this is the inaugural episode of ITEN WIRED Radio, and I'm going to go around the horn here because we've got some pretty heavy hitters in this room to kick this thing off. So, Jay, I'm going to let you start.
Hey, yes, I'm Jay Smith with Data Revolution. I've been part of ITEN WIRED for 4 years now. Looking forward to another successful show in 2016.
There you go.
Jim Nitterauer, I'm with AppRiver. It's my third year being involved with it. First year really helping out, so I'm kind of new at helping, but hopefully we will get me involved.
You're stuck, dude. You're here forever.
Yeah. All right, Jim Rhodes with AppRiver, otherwise known as Jim 2.0.
Yeah.
This is my fifth year being involved with ITEN WIRED, fourth year actually sharing the effort. So seasoned veteran, to say the least.
Zen master.
Yeah.
Yoda.
That's it. I know you exactly, Yoda. All right, Kelly, jump in.
I'm Kelly Reeser with FloridaWest Economic Development Alliance, and I would say I'm pushing 6, maybe 7 years in being involved with the summit, and definitely looking forward to our best year yet.
If you count the off time that you've worked, I think it's more like 8.
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Okay, you guys. Well, this is ITEN WIRED Radio, episode 1. So I'm going to take it away, man. We got to tell everybody what it is, what we're here for, all that good stuff.
Well, ITEN WIRED is the Gulf Coast premier technology conference. This year it is out at Pensacola Beach at the Hilton. This is I believe our 4th year holding it out there. It's going to cover the course of 3 days, October 12th through 14th. And it's a really great opportunity for those involved in the tech and innovation sectors to get together with one another, network, learn about some of the latest trends, talk about some of the issues they're facing, and just really be enlightened on what we have to offer here along the Gulf Coast and all the potential that's there. And it is a full few days, that's for sure.
Yeah, because it only takes a year to plan.
Yeah, exactly. But you'll definitely leave feeling energized and really excited about what's here.
Yeah, and plugged in, connected.
Plugged in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll give you that one for sure.
Definitely.
Jim's ready. The
I think
1.0 is ready to go.
I have to take a backseat to the other Jim. He's the Zen master. But attending conferences all over, I think they really do generate a lot of interest in the community. And one thing the community here doesn't get to do is interact as a group together. Right? Everybody's off doing their own individual little things. And these kinds of group meetings bring everybody together, and you have these aha moments like, wow, I really didn't know that was happening over there. Or I didn't know they were doing this. And it brings people together that would have never gotten together otherwise.
Yeah, I think there's one of the biggest things I think I saw last year at the conference was there's so much here that you had no idea was here.
Yeah, and I noticed we just did a pre-summit survey, and one of the top response for people wanting to attend this is networking. Which, when you work in this field, there's a tendency to kind of be in your own little world, siloed and isolated from everybody else. And getting together in the same room with a bunch of folks that do similar things that you do, or maybe something a little bit different, really kind of opens your eyes and gives you some different perspectives. I mean, it just in this room alone, we all kind of have different walks of life. In previous life, I was a banker. I was a chef, so I'm with you. There you go. Jim,
microbiology, biochemistry.
Kelly was a teacher, and Jay, I believe, was a professional opera singer.
Yes, I was.
So, you get people with those different walks of life together in the same room. It just creates a whole different kind of energy. You can't, generate that through text messages or email.
Yeah,
and that's what I try to impart on my kids today. They're face down on their phones.
Put the screen down.
25/7, not 24/7, 25/7. I don't know how they manage to do it. And I said, there's just something about, interacting with a human being versus a screen that, you can't get that with a phone.
Yeah.
You can't convey emotion. You can't convey feeling. And you need to be in the room with people and sharing ideas and talking about struggles and things like that.
Absolutely. And I would say, just really jumping back to the inception of the summit, probably 2007 timeframe, it was really designed as an economic development effort in order to bring a highlight, a focus, a spotlight on the innovation and technology, really emerging businesses in our community. So we've kind of got a dual purpose of if you can think of it as the networking that we've been talking about in this conversation, is the networking brings together, allows our community to get to know each other better, so that we're a more unified, cohesive front, I guess, externally facing. But then there's also the opportunity with this, with the summit, which is this event is going to be actually over the course of 3 days, to bring in experts from outside the area to really hear, or to teach or educate our local technology community on trends in the industry and things going on outside of our area. So it's going to be both networking and educational for the attendees of this year's event.
Yeah, and then really connecting them to things outside of Pensacola.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Kelly hit it on the head with the outside influence, adding that element, because what the show has always been to me is sort of a melting pot. You've got military, you've got students, you've got business owners, you've got technology people all coming together, and they have that common theme, which is technology and what's happening in the industry and where are we going and what are we doing. And I think what was missing from 5 or 6 years ago was that outside influence, because it was all just in here. And what it did is it raised the tide for all ships locally, which was incredible, because we all sort of got on the same page. And now what we're doing is bringing in the outside world to just keep that tide rising. I think it's incredible.
Right.
Absolutely. And just to touch, I guess, Jay, you started to talk a little bit about how, that outside influence and the different topics and programming. And this year is shaping out to be, again, our best year ever. But we're looking at, say 2 years ago, we had a high level Department of Homeland Security general as one of our keynote speakers. And I was told by some of his entourage that we will be able to trace back to that event 2 years ago, when Pensacola, the military installation, as well as our technology businesses, that event and him being able to come down, speak, but also get to see what we've got going on, that really put us on the map from a DC perspective. So the federal government perspective is seeing Pensacola as a viable place to land more technology operations, which is exactly what we want on every front, from, like I mentioned previously, an economic development perspective, talent, recruitment, attraction, retention, that all of those things just really bode well for our community. And so this year, again, we're looking to have a federal perspective. So let's look at cybersecurity on a global trend. And then we're going to look at cybersecurity on, a local business level. And then we're going to really look at how can you, the person, protect yourself from a cyber perspective. And then we're going to have other topics of interest to those interested in technology, all the way from the startup to managing technology professionals to, if you're a technology professional, how do you advance in the career?
Yeah. And you guys are covering different generations too, right? I mean, all the way from the younger kids that it might be interested, to high schoolers, to university students, all the way up to the dude sitting at home trying to figure out where the start button is, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We actually brought in, I forgot how many students from high school, Escambia County High School, Escambia County High School students that was the first for us. They reached out to us, said, hey, we really think this would be something beneficial to them. And we figured out a way to make it happen. And the feedback we got from them was great. They're really glad to be there, and they expect even bigger crowd from that sector. Yeah, well, that was,
to your point, Jim, that was a great opportunity for ITEN Wired to really partner with the school district. We've got the very robust Career Academy network. We've got a lot of career academies focused on cybersecurity, IT, even down to your, some of your marketing and business focused academies that could potentially have someone interested in starting their own technology business. So we were able to partner with the school district, and they were able to allow each academy focused on technology to nominate, I guess, 2 or 3 students that would be interested in attending. So we're hoping to expand that partnership to allow them to attend scholarship by the summit. And then, of course, we're working closely with the university, with Pensacola State College, with some of our other local private training institutions, ITT Tech and New Horizons, and those programs that are catering to and teaching and training our technology workforce. How can we get their students engaged, provide programming that's meaningful to them, and really expand the summit on that front?
Yeah, and close the gap, right?
Absolutely.
One of the things that was interesting to me a couple of years ago, attended the conference, and one of the keynote speakers was Vice President of Marketing from a company called Nutanix.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most people in Pensacola did not know who Nutanix is, but they're an offshoot of Google that developed the technology for virtualizing and modularizing computing platforms. One of the largest virtualization companies in the world. And I came to this conference, 350 people here sitting in front of this guy that probably would never go to a conference this small, and we got him here in Pensacola. This year we had Nino Vidovich here. Most people, I'm old. I'm in my 50s. So I knew who he was the minute I saw him.
Yeah.
He was, if you go back and look on the internet for Robert Cringely, he has a series called Nerds 101, talks about the history of the internet. This guy was one of the first internet founders. He was the original CTO of Cisco when they were just out of the garage phase in California. And what the information that he gave and what he talked about, while it seemed kind of rambling, was very pertinent to the entrepreneurship and all of the things that are happening in Pensacola. And I've been to a lot of conferences, and you just don't get that kind of speaker at a conference that small typically. So that's the caliber of information you're getting at a conference like this.
Made us easy to draft him for the team for this year.
That's it. Kelly's over here cheering. So and is that all we need is a garage and a computer these days?
Yeah.
You don't even need a garage, do you?
and some young kid that knows more than you.
Yeah, which is almost every young kid these days when it comes to this kind of stuff. Seriously.
So you could trade cooking for computer skills, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, it depends if they like my cooking. Jay could sing for them.
Yeah, there's always that.
So you guys changed the letters around a little bit this year. So what do they all stand for?
Well, we didn't change them around. We just
we
defined them a little bit better.
Yeah.
There's always some question as to what it all stood for, and most people think I-10 is actually a reference to the interstate.
The interstate.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a happy coincidence that that's the case. It actually stands for Innovation Technology Entrepreneurship Network. That's kind of every area we're trying to reach into. We're trying to bring it all together, for a few days out of the year and get people in the same room. And the point of this radio show is we don't want that conversation to end the last day of the summit. We want this to continue year round, and don't lose traction, don't lose the enthusiasm.
Yeah,
I say it every year that the last day of the summit, when the clock strikes 4 or whatever it is, I'm ready to just unwind, forget about it for a few days, and not think about it for a couple of months. And invariably, right afterwards, I meet up with a bunch of people that had attended, and they're just all so excited and keyed up and talking about all the things we should be doing next year and things they learned about it. And I go home and start writing down ideas for what I want to do. It just doesn't stop. It's a treadmill, but I enjoy it. And so I think this platform here is going to give us a really good opportunity to just kind of keep that energy going. We want to get folks on here that are facing struggles, that have attended the summit, what they got out of it. How they see moving this industry forward in our area. So if you got something to say and want a mic to say it in front of, email us, info@itenwired.com, and we'll see about getting you on the show here.
Yeah. Okay. So let's tell everybody, since we're on that subject, where the site is and all of that good stuff, because you need more than just people interested. You've got people that you want to have sponsors. You got room for speakers. We've got volunteers that are needed, all that good stuff, right?
Yeah. With it being 6 months out, the site's still being reshaped a little bit here. But it's itenwired.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, Instagram, and I got word from our marketing chief that we're going to be getting onto Snapchat this year too. So that ought to be interesting.
Because you need one more platform.
Yeah, exactly. I've been tinkering around with it a little bit.
But it's funny though, because some of the demographics, that's what they use. So you won't reach the same group. And I read this the other day. You won't reach the same group through Facebook as you will through YouTube or as you will through Snapchat. And I just don't have enough time, and Hootsuite doesn't get it all at once. I swear.
And that's our future. I mean, we got to reach that demographic. Yeah. Otherwise, people.
My kids love Snapchat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's apparently Phil down the hall does too. He lives on that, and I've been watching him on it and how he's been utilizing it. And I see potential there. I just I don't want to be the one who has to come up with the content. I'd rather just kind of sit back and enjoy it. So I'm hoping Beth and crew has some good ideas on how to utilize
Well, if
that.
not, we'll just go and ask Phil. And Phil, if you're listening, I found the key to your office, so we're going down to play with all the Android toys here when we're done. So
the raid is on.
That's it.
So when will tickets be available?
We haven't nailed down an exact date. I would say probably in the next couple of weeks here.
There'll be some discount for buying early, I assume?
Exactly. Yeah, we're going to do the same thing we did last year. There will be an early bird special that will run till the end of June, I think is what we set it to last year. And members of IT Gulf Coast and the Pensacola Chamber and CIE will get discounts as well. We'll send out discount codes to them. So just, the best thing you do is go to the website, sign up for the newsletter, then you'll be in the loop. Follow us on social media, and then you'll get
all 8 of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's almost a full-time job in itself, right there. But get in the loop, and when we start making announcements on registration and all that, you'll know, and be one of the first ones to sign up.
And what are the dates again?
October 12th through the 14th. The 12th is going to be a half day. It's going to be similar to what we've done the last few years. We're going to open it up with a CIO roundtable in the afternoon. Then we're going to follow it up with a reception that evening, again at the Pensacola Beach Hilton. Thursday the 13th is going to be a full day of breakout sessions, keynotes, and all kinds of neat little things going on. And then Friday will be more of a half day as well. We're going to start early and break around lunchtime.
Well, that's an excuse enough right there. I don't have to have a full day of work Friday.
Yeah,
I'm going.
Well, I mean, the selling point here is the beach.
Yeah.
Pensacola Hilton.
Yeah.
I mean, what more do you need?
Tiki bars right outside. You
That's
can do
it.
Your
Exactly.
You can even bring it in. You don't even have to go outside. Awesome.
Now we changed the format of some of the talks too to extend them to an hour this year.
Right, Kelly, you want to speak to that a little bit?
Sure,
on
absolutely. We are. Some of the feedback that we've gotten in post-event surveys is that they'd like us to examine how we could incorporate in continuing education units. For your military has to have those in order to renew certifications and that sort of thing. And then the feedback we got from the officials on who authorized those credits is that we need to extend our breakout sessions to 60 minutes. So that's something that that we're looking for now, is looking at having 4 concurrent sessions that are going to be 60 minutes apiece, which allows for a little bit more content, a little bit deeper dive into each subject that our speakers are going to be speaking on. We are opening and launching our call for speakers in the end of this week. That's the plan. And so we are accepting applications, I guess, from potential breakout speakers, knowing also that the professionals sitting in their class will be earning some continuing education credits.
Yeah, that's really neat too, because now I've got some value for coming other than just meeting really cool people and hanging out at the beach. Not that wasn't value enough. That's not what I'm saying.
Just meeting you has made it all worthwhile.
Yeah, that's it, right?
I was thinking we need maybe a track that takes place at the Tiki Bar this year. That might be.
Work on incorporating
Jay
that
Smith,
in,
Opera 101.
Hey, the other thing that Kelly you were talking about is the continuing education credits that we're going to be trying to offer this year. Also, right now on the website, we're asking for pre-conference surveys. So if people who have come to the conference want to help drive where we go with that, now's the time to do that, to jump on the website and fill out that survey.
Exactly. And with the call for speakers comes the call for sponsors as well, and we're going to be opening that up very shortly. If you want to get a head start on it, email us at sponsor@itenwired.com, and we'll get
you guys have all different levels and stuff, right? So I mean, you can
right.
Are those defined already, or?
I think we're still ironing out a few of the little details on it. The issue we're running into is we got so many people that want to be a part of this on the sponsorship side that we're running out of space. What we've done in the past is we've allowed those sponsors to be in the room with the attendees, the upper level sponsors, I should say. And we got to come up with some different ideas on how to structure that, because the room capacity is becoming a big issue now. We're probably going to be rotating the room around to organize the seating a little bit differently. And, that's a good problem to have, but, it is something new and unique to us, and we got to figure it out. But just reach out to the sponsorship team. They'll tell you what's available. And it's something that, you get your eye on a particular type of sponsorship, you need to jump on it, because it's getting to the point now where there's basically a gold rush on it.
Yeah.
And, you come to us last 3 or 4 weeks before the summit, and you're not going to have much to pick from.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys have the radio piece too that goes with it as well. So not only, and I know your sponsorship reach has gotten larger, obviously, because you have more people attending, but you guys have also got more going on in the community too that helps them get their name across in their business.
Exactly. Yes.
Noticed.
Yeah. We're looking for sponsors for the radio piece of it as well. You're going to be there all 3 days. I
Yeah,
assume.
we'll be there all 3 days.
And
taking notes on one day, apparently.
Yeah. So, being a sponsor for that portion of it would be great. Sponsoring this program on an ongoing basis throughout the year would be another option as well. I'm not a salesman. I'm not a sponsorship guy. So that's Jay's expertise, and Tina, and there's a couple
for
other
the right price. He'll come to your house and sing.
Yeah,
I might even go with you and cook, man. We can make it a whole package.
Yeah.
Sponsor benefits.
If you've been there, the benefits. What kind of reach this thing has, and I think it's a no-brainer at this point.
Yeah. Well, and if you haven't been there, ask some of the previous sponsors.
Exactly.
I mean, let's see. Last year you had all kinds of people. Somebody rattled them off. You had Sirius Technologies. You had Data Revolution. You had
Cox.
You had
Federal.
Gilmore Services. So, I mean, there's a lot of people out there in this community that have been part of this for consecutive years that can tell you the benefits of how much it helps their business and how much they get to see and really get connected with.
And we had a lot of new sponsors too. So the word of mouth is there.
Yeah.
Well, the big thing is you have now 3 days of FaceTime with the people you're trying to reach. Anyway. So that's the big benefit for the sponsors, is they're sitting there with their target.
Exactly.
Yeah. And a face-to-face conversation.
Yeah, for 3 days.
Yeah. And the swag's always fun. I love the swag.
Yeah.
It decorated the studio for like 6 months, man.
Well, and to jump back really to our initial conversation or earlier conversation about the students, we are looking to increase, from a workforce perspective, we're looking to increase the student attendance, both at the high school and the post-secondary level. So that's also an opportunity, and we're going to be telling them, bring your resume, dress for success, and come in and speak to these potential employers. So for not only do you have exposure for potential, from a sponsorship perspective, you have exposure for potential customers, but you also have exposure for potential employees.
Yeah. Get the next best thing, hanging out, and you don't even know it yet.
And I would think that any student that would be motivated enough to attend an outside of school activity, again, a couple of days worth, that's going to be the kind of student, or that's going to be the kind of employee that you want. Somebody that's motivated, somebody that's driven. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, what are we missing?
Just
Jim's thinking I got lists of stuff we're probably missing.
Let me break out my project plan here. I tell you what we're missing. The thing we really need the most right now is feedback. We sent out a survey last week asking for people that have attended to give us their feedback, what they thought about the event.
Yeah.
Can they attend all 3 days? What they'd like to see covered. As you heard, Kelly, we haven't placed the call for speakers yet, but that's going to help shape the programming for this. Right. We're going to do it a little differently this year. Last few years, we've done tracks on particular topics, and it's just going to be more subject matter type spreading of the topics, if you will. We may even have some people speaking twice so that people have an opportunity to go back and listen to them if they had to, miss it for something else.
Right.
So, from an attendee perspective, that's valuable to us. And I know it's 10 questions, and that may seem like it'd take an eternity to fill out, but it's really not. And it means a lot to us to be able to get that. And
sure. Well, and if you plan on attending again, and I mean, we might as well develop it for you. You know what I mean? That's what the survey's for.
Exactly.
So,
and we probably don't need any more help planning and running this event, right?
Yeah. Didn't the committee go from like 10 to 35 or something that?
It went to like 35 last October.
Yeah.
It seemed like, 'cause everybody's like, I want to help out, I want to jump in, and and the response has been great. We got some new faces in there giving us, different perspective, and I love that. This is by far one of the most favorite extracurricular things I do. Is putting this thing together, and it's really become a passion of mine. Drew blank. Sorry.
Do you need more volunteers?
Yes. No. We always need volunteers.
Yeah. Sure.
Even if it's just the day of helping with registration, or putting things up, or just maybe on the social media front. That's something I'd really like to see us expand on this year. Just really have a really well coordinated campaign with that. So anything. Tell us what your talent is. We can find a spot for you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, and I think that just gives us a perfect moment to highlight the way that this event is structured, possibly in contrast to the way that some other events are structured for kind of in a for-profit manner. This is an entirely volunteer-led effort. So between IT Gulf Coast and FloridaWest and our partnership in co-hosting the event, we bring together 9 months out from the event, bi-weekly meetings every other week.
Yeah, it seems like it's weekly at some point.
Right? Yeah. So every other week we're getting together and we're talking about how can we drive this initiative forward. And again, all volunteer led, and the majority of the profits of the summit are dedicated towards how do we more strategically build the IT workforce in our community. So in the past, profits have gone to support sponsorships at the National Flight Academies, scholarships at the University of West Florida and Pensacola State College. And so we're looking at how can we use the proceeds of this event to really grow the tech community in our region, which I just think is a really powerful behind the scenes purpose for the event in general. So it's really been my pleasure to be a part of it. And I would, again, always encourage volunteers to contact us if you have an interest in being a part of what we're doing.
There's so many great people that help pull this thing off every year. You go to About I-10, there's a whole list of all the volunteers right there that are, putting in their extra time and efforts into it. And if you get a chance, please pat them on the back, tell them good job, because they just knock it out of the park every year. I can't thank organizations like Duncan Call enough. They've donated the website to us. They help with the marketing of the event, and you guys have been most generous with giving us, like I said, a platform to make all this.
Yeah,
make all this.
Well,
happen.
we believe in it, man. I mean, Stone and myself, and I know Business Radio X. It's just, this is entrepreneurship at its best. This is getting the message. This is bringing a community together, which is exactly what we do. But for you guys, I mean, this is just a great place to hear about all the other stuff that goes on during the year, because one of the biggest things I found when I attended last year, which is what got me so hooked, and I had no idea I was this big of a geek, but apparently I am. But watching all of these different companies come together and watching all these people say the same thing, everything you need is right here, and we didn't know it was right here, and now we do know it's right here. And it goes so much bigger. Everybody thinks tech, or they think cybersecurity is like, or it's has to do with some form of computers. And honestly, most of it does. That's true. But there's so much else to all of these companies that aren't even necessarily tech-based, whether it's government contracting, whether it's just being able to have a marketing firm, whether it's knowing how your phone systems are set up, whether you own a business and you have a computer and a phone, which is pretty much anyone in the world right now. Some of this affects you in some way, shape, or form, but it doesn't always have to be, I'm not a cybersecurity guy, so I don't need to go. There was a business in there that represented some form of any other industry in Pensacola except cybersecurity or tech. So, I mean, it was this huge conglomeration of business. So I think people need to understand that it's not just some dude at a computer hacking away.
And we appreciate your testimony. Thank you
there
very much.
you go. I know. Can I have that in writing, signed in blood, please? So, but it's the truth, man.
But you saw that with some of the vendors that were there, right? Gilmore Services. I mean, they provide shredding services.
Yeah.
How is that related to IT? Well, it's very related to IT,
right?
And
you didn't know. I didn't know that until I was there. Until I saw that huge machine shredding hard drives, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
So, but you had a lot of them. I mean, everywhere from Navy Federal was there, and obviously they've got huge pieces of tech that have to happen. But there were people there trying to teach soft skills and entrepreneurship and just ways to kind of explore other business options, which I just thought was neat.
Well, look at it this way: how many jobs can you now perform well without having some sort of computer knowledge?
Yeah,
I mean, even the guy that takes your order at the bar has to know how to use the
POS
system, right?
Yeah. In fact, I think that skills section of my resume is the longest piece on there between every program I've had to use over the last 20 years. So go ahead, jump in.
We are being, again, we're kind of expanding our horizons as a planning committee. We've got a few things this year that we can't fully talk about. But just going to kind of throw some teasers out there that
sort of cryptic, you might say.
Possibly, if I speak backwards, and no,
maybe they'll find something.
Somebody
on
get
our
the Judas
website
Priest out, right?
Decrypt, right?
Perhaps hack into. But we are looking to put in a few new pieces. We're looking at it potentially increasing the value of the sponsorship for our sponsors and really putting in a job fair component. Where where it'll be a time specified for students or job seekers to come in and meet with and talk with employers, prospective employers. We're looking at one of the evenings doing something along the lines of a capture the flag type event that allows some hands-on experience building, I guess, or some interaction with other professionals.
Well, Jim's witnessed one of these before, right? You can tell.
Yeah. So capture the flag when I grew up was two teams running at each other to grab a flag in the middle
in the
of a
woods,
field,
in the dark,
right?
right?
In the dark, right? So
yeah.
that is not what we're talking about. Same idea, but what flags are basically things that you can grab from networks that say, "Oh, I've been there," that prove that you've been in a certain place. So what these competitions are they're designed to enable people to learn and find out how to get information out of a computer system, and for you to see how easy it is for people to get that information. So it's really designed to help you gain awareness of what kinds of leaks could be out there in your information system, but also to learn how to better protect those information systems in the end.
Right. So we're going to be searching for teams, basically, and that will also be coming out soon on how to apply. And
I got a feeling you won't have to search too hard.
Probably not.
I think you put the word out and everybody's going to be like, yeah, I'm in.
I'm in. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Ignite I-10 is going to be back. That was something new we tried last year, and the response from that was just very, very positive. I was very surprised.
Are you going to keep the same format?
That is, the Ignite format. I'll let Kelly explain it because she's
TED Talk style and kick it.
Exactly. The Ignite format is very unique, and it really has focused nationwide. It's really focused on technology-based talks, but it's 5 minutes. You create 20 slides, and they automatically advance every 15 seconds for you. So you got to keep pace. So it's an opportunity for somebody who's maybe an experienced speaker, wants to challenge themselves with a new format, or maybe you're not an experienced speaker, but you just want to get up
and do it anyway because
it's only 5 minutes and you can muscle through anything in 5 minutes. But we definitely are taking with our call for speakers, we're taking applications for those talks as well. They were, again, some of the because it is 5 minutes, you're getting a meaty idea boiled down into an extremely fast format. I love the tagline of just enlighten us, but make it quick.
Yeah.
So that's what we try to do with those Ignite talks
which works great for my ADD. It's
right.
perfect. I can pay attention, and I've actually gathered everything I need by the time you're done.
And if you've never seen one before, we've actually posted those up on our YouTube channel, so you can go check them out. The one from
check out the one on designing your own passwords. That was a very good one.
I was thinking of the cats one, but that one's very good.
Yes.
Yeah, but
the cats one was
that was hilarious.
Yes.
That was well done.
I was.
So what's the YouTube channel? I-10 Wired YouTube? You can just look up I-10 Wired?
Yeah, if you go to the website, there's a link for it at the top of the page, and I'll bring you right to it. Plus, you'll see our keynotes from last year, and actually previous years as well.
Yeah.
We're trying to build up a nice little library there of things you've missed to make you want to come to the next one.
That's it. All right, one more time. Let's send them to the website, phone numbers, tell them where they can get in touch, all of that good stuff.
Kelly, what's your phone number? I-10 Wired. I10Wired.com. That'll get you to everything you need. Newsletter, social media.
Contact, all that stuff.
And to clarify, that is ITEN Wired.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
ITEN.
No binary here.
So, okay, guys, and then we're gonna be back, and like Jim and Kelly and Jay said, there will be other guests and speakers and people within our community here that really help support you all's platform and really help with everything that you guys are doing. So, you guys stay tuned to I-10 Wired Radio, and by all means, if you are interested in being a guest on it, please contact us at Pensacola Business Radio. You can find our website at pensacola.businessradiox.com. You can find I-10 Wired's website, I-10 Wired Radio, at businessradiox.com, or you guys can reach out on either one of our websites and email us to be a guest, and we'll be more than happy to get you connected. Did I miss anything? Can I botch any more words up while we're at it here? So
nuclear.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, you guys, I want to thank you all for coming in. Congratulations on the inaugural episodes. Yeah, I got that word right.
There you go.
All right. And, you guys stay tuned. We'll be back soon.